Hello, boys and girls. Great to be doing math with you again. Mr. Parcha here. Wanted to make a few announcements before we start. One would be that I didn't realize a few of the videos I was posting to YouTube directly from this Screencastify webcam um, video. It automatically put them on private, so you couldn't see them. So some of the videos I had to change to public, and I noticed it after a couple days. Um, Also, next week I'm going to be changing the assignment chart. I'm only going to put the YouTube link on there because I just think it's probably for best and probably what most people want to do anyways. So I'll just put the YouTube link on there. Also, I'm not getting a lot of traffic. Tell your friends. Um, it's the coolest. Everyone who's doing math is totally awesome and cool. So, uh, well, today we're doing area of triangles, and in order to really look at the triangles for, I just wanted to review the areas of a parallelogram. And whenever you're doing an area of a triangle, it's kind of like doing the area of a parallelogram because, area of a parallelogram is the area equals height times base. So it's A equals H times B. So if H was 5 and B was 6, then it would be A equals 5 times 6. So I have the height of the parallelogram, and then I have the base down here, or you could consider the top the base, whichever you'd like. As long as it's the perpendicular line, that means the line that is not running the same way. It's running the complete opposite way and making a 90-degree angle as the height line. So it could be this top line also going across. All right, so the reason I point that out is because the area of a triangle is merely this. The area equals half of the height times base. And the reason that is if you bear with me and I draw another parallelogram here, try to draw it as neat as I can. If I took and I cut this in half, and I could say that this is triangle A, and this is triangle B. Or, whichever one I call them. I call this A and this B. It doesn't really matter. But the idea is once I cut that parallelogram in half, remember a parallelogram is the height times base. So instead, I'm saying the height, half of the height, because it's half, right? It's not the whole height, it's half of the height times base. So the height would actually be technically like right here. I'll put the 90 degrees on the other side because the B's in the way. But if I said that the height was right here, and this is the base, well then it's merely half of it because you don't have the whole thing. Same, it's always true. So if I said that the height was 6 and the base was 5, let's just, for example, say the height was 6, so H equals 6, the base equals 5. Well, that means that the area of triangle, this is the symbol for triangle, by the way. It looks like an A, but it's really just a little triangle. Triangle A equals half of H times 5. Well, you all know that half of H is 3 because H is 6, so half of it's 3. It's really just 3 times 5 equals 15. Well, then I can say the area of triangle B is the same thing. Half of H is still 6. sorry. And it's going to be times the base, which is 5. So it's half of 6, which is 3 times 5 equals 15. Well, when you put them together, 15 and 15, if I said that these were the same triangle or the same parallelograms, and I cut this in half and made triangles, it makes sense. If the area was 30 over here, well, then the area is going to be 15 for each of the triangles because they're half of what this parallelogram was. And that's why we do half. So I'm just really adding one thing. You already know it's height times base for a parallelogram. I'm saying now for a triangle, whenever it's a triangle, you have to know that it's half of what you remember for the parallelogram, because every parallelogram can be turned into half. And it could work also with rectangles and squares. If you cut them in half, they're triangles. So that's why this is the formula for a triangle. I will draw a triangle for you if that helps, and we will do one as practice. So let's say that this is the height, and let's call this height, let's call it 4. And we'll say that this base, we'll call it 3. And if you know the area of a triangle, equals half of h times the base. Well, the height is 4. So if you're already figuring this out, go ahead. If not, take a pause and try to figure it out for yourself. Hopefully you paused and figured it out for yourself, or you got stuck somewhere, and that's okay. Get you along the way. You see how many mistakes I'm making with YouTube and things like that. But that's okay, because I'm learning. I have a growth mindset, and I know the more mistakes and the more I try, I will learn how to do it in a better way, and I will learn how to do it the right way from now on. Hopefully, as long as I remember. But even that is part of my learning. So on this one, I hope you saw that half of the height, half of 4, is 2. So the area of the triangle, half, I can even write it out for you. Half of what h is. H is 4. I'm just going to put 4 in the place of h times the base of 3. So the area of the triangle ends up equaling half of 4. Half times 4 is 2. Now it's just 2 times 3. And the area, as you probably already seen, the area of the triangle equals 6. So this answer would be 6 for the area of this triangle. All right, good luck. I will assign the con assignment, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.